They were among those designated as red zones last week as they moved to the province's highest COVID-19 alert level. Quebec reported 1,154 cases of COVID-19 Sunday and 9 additional deaths. British Columbia's public safety minister is out with a stern warning. Mike Farnworth says any businesses or individuals putting patrons and staff at risk ignoring COVID-19 rules will face consequences. The statement comes after at least 2 Vancouver restaurants defied public health orders banning indoor dining following a surge in infections. In a video posted on Twitter, the owner of Corduroy Restaurant can be seen telling a bylaw officer that he's trespassing, while unmasked customers at the packed eatery start chanting for him to get out. Britain is planning to test a series of measures, including so-called coronavirus status certifications. The issue of vaccine passports has been hotly debated around the world. Critics say such vaccine passports will enable discrimination against poor people and nations that do not have ready access to vaccines. Indonesia's disaster relief agency says multiple disasters from torrential rains have killed at least 55 people and displaced thousands. More than 40 others are missing. Rescuers recovered 38 bodies after one major landslide. Flash flooding has killed at least 17 people elsewhere. And back in our country, one of the people in charge of Canada's military procurement says he expects the construction of a fleet of new Navy warships to move ahead as planned. This comes after Parliament's budget watchdog warned of escalating expenses that could leave the project costing $17 billion more than originally intended. But Troy Crosby, the Assistant Deputy Minister of Material at the Department of National Defense, says he remains confident the 15 vessels can be built within the budget and that changing things now would undercut the Navy's ability to protect Canada. From the Global News Desk, I'm Toby Kerr.
Welcome back to the Sunday Night Health Show. Maureen McGrath hosting this program for you. Thank you for tuning in on this holiday Sunday. Hopefully you all had a wonderful holiday and time with your closest family members. Hopefully you didn't go out party on this day or if you did, you were outdoors with 9 of your closest friends and family. We've been living in this pandemic for over a year. Some people have lost jobs. Some people have shut down businesses. Other people are trying to keep their businesses open. It can feel incredibly chaotic. We can have the fear of the unknown. When is it ever going to end? It can all feel incredibly chaotic. My next guest knows chaos. From a family spinal cord injury, corporate restructuring, where she had to reinvent her business twice, healing stage 3 cancer 17 years ago with a cancer vaccine, she helps companies rise above the chaos and avoid burnout during crisis situations. And I would say we have a chronic crisis situation on our hands worldwide. She is none other than the amazing Carolyn Gross. You've heard her voice before on the program. Good evening, Carolyn.
Oh, Maureen, what a thrill to be on your show, and especially on a special evening like this.
Thank you so much for joining me on this holiday.
We need to resurrect, don't we?
We
need
sure
to resurrect our world.
Rise up, baby. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah. For sure. Oh, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit low. Holidays aren't the same, it just seems, Here we go again, it's another Easter, like last year's Easter. It feels like, will we ever get over this, through it?
Well, I hope you like my new philosophy. Do you want to hear it right at the start of the show? Let's kick it off, right?
Of course, yeah.
So do not look for normal on the map right now. You know how in earlier years, before our phones told us where to go and where to turn and all that, we would look at a map and we would plot and plan, right? We would plot and plan our trips. And, well, right now, there is no normal on the map. So it's not the place to head your compass towards. What I'm recommending to most people is to find the place that's the least strange experience and point your ship and your car and your consciousness there. Because normal just ain't.
Lately, it's Netflix.
Isn't happening right now.
Yes. I said lately it's Netflix.
There you go. The least strange experience. Like I can be safe here.
Exactly. I can escape. Absolutely.
I can be safe or I can escape. A or B. What kind of night is it? Is it an A night or a B night, right?
Yes,
what do you think of that? There is no normal to point towards.
You're absolutely correct. You certainly are. And I want to mention your books, Rise Above the Chaos, Staying Calm in the Midst of Chaos, Treatable and Beatable. So these are all awesome books. If you're having a little difficulty out there, remaining calm amongst all this chaos, maybe you're worried about your business or your employees, Carolyn is here to help. If you have a question for her, the number to call is 1-877-399-9898. That's 1-877-399-9898. You know, many businesses are suffering, Carolyn. Even at the moment, our hockey team here has allegedly has 16 unwell members. And so I would imagine that there's fear, and a lot of people who have businesses or who have employees who depend on them for a paycheck or having to let them go because there was the guillotine came down and it was like close indoor restaurants as of midnight one night last week. Takeout dining only, which changes the financial picture for a lot of businesses. And, one thing affects another. What do you say to people out there who are panicked, who are worried, who are thinking they might have to file bankruptcy, who don't know where their next rent check is going to come from or how they're going to put food on their table for people? What do you recommend?
Well, I am coming to you from California, and California in the United States was it was the place that they brought the ships and the planes to from China way back at the beginning,
right,
in March of 2020. So we went through all this takeout stuff. We went through really strictly regimented, quarantining and all of this. So one thing you do when it looks that dismal is you don't focus too far ahead of your feet. What's in front of me now? What can I do? If we awfulize, okay, if we go into the future and think it's awful, 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 we're in a global rebirth, okay? So it's kind of funny with Passover and Easter and whatever holidays people are looking at this spring season. We're in a global rebirth, and I'm not trying to not, honor how dramatic these changes are, but there are good things that happen in chaos. It's one of the postures that I teach my leaders and my coaching clients is, chaos is the great teacher. We find out our strengths, don't we, Maureen?
Yes, we do.
And we find out our vulnerabilities.
That's right. And oftentimes, the stars only shine when it's dark out.
That's not true.
There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. But it's not dark 24/7. Oh. You know what I mean? So we just have to, when the darkness comes, we have to look for the shining light. We have to, I was
got too much fucking time on your
speaking on Zoom for my church today, and what happened was, I made a point about in rebirthing, new doors of opportunity open. So can I do part 2 of my sermon on your show?
Please do. Please
and
do.
I'm not
There's
a minister.
More to this?
Don't scare anybody, okay?
Go for it. I bless you. Go ahead.
Okay. If Maureen bless me, I can do this. Okay, so, but when we go through dramatic transitions and we rebirth and we start again, we have to release the past. So one of the things about the process we're in right now is we are releasing the past. That's kind of the whole point about don't look for normal on the map. And we also ingenious we've been with the year.
What about the Beijing Normal University?
Look how important your show is.
It says, I swear to God, it says it's BBC. Amazon apologizes for wrongly denying drivers' need to urinate in bottles. So I'm confused. They're apologizing for not letting them urinate in bottles, or for denying that it was that's your individual Uber driver being a little weird, man. Like long haul truck driver with no passengers, he doesn't touch the product. What difference does it make? But that's weird. Are they doing it with people in the car? shit, I almost got that. That's where fucking says that. Amazon apologizes. Right? Shouldn't they be apologizing? Didn't they just, and Uber just had to pay $1 million to a blind woman? I'm not sure what's wrong with people. You get there and the person's blind. What difference does it make if they're blind? They're not driving. You're driving, right? It should be if they can physically get in your car and out again. That should be all you're concerned with if you're Uber driving. Oh yeah, you turned $17 million.
Yeah.
$17 million worship contract. Yeah, I heard that too.
I don't need no feedback. I'm trying to put my seat back. Don't worry about that other shit. You'll never get it back. Rise like a phoenix from the ash, just like they said I never do. The ones always talking never got.
Now what?
What got a clue? Who the fuck am I? Nah. Who the fuck is you? Riding with my dogs. We just trying to get this money. You can put that on me. We keep the artillery. If they cross me, then it's R.I.P. It's for my real thugs. The ones that squeeze the thorn and bleed just to smell the rosebud. In the search of finer things, maybe God will notice me in my bed. That's what it sound like when the pistol sings. Mama checking the obituary, so but she don't see me. She cry when they talk about the boy on TV. Wake up some mornings and I don't want a baby. They say the criminal or gangster is all it ever be. Like there's nothing positive in me. Hey, I'm positive you're not getting rid of me, at least not that easily. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on the serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on the serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what they wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah, they say home is where the heart is. So back home I was living heartless. We all hard-headed, trying to prove whose head's the hardest. Thuggin' was an art, you could consider me an artiste. Most my friends grew up not knowing who their father is. Nothing in their dress, you can see their ribs. Yep, this is how we live. Coming from a place that had nothing left to give, nothing left to take. There's nothing on the plate, but I'm dreaming of a state. Everything at stake. I gamble with my life, either 5 stars or behind bars. Lock the jaws, we're holding on. Pump up, pass it on, cause I'm from pain too. What I've been doing, what you've been through, what I feel you, yeah, it's true. Everything outside your window waiting to kill you. You think you know, but you ain't got a clue. Hear me out, Sherlock. Ain't no such thing as a search shot. It's a cold block, and I just want what you got. It's real talk. Don't make a scene, just give it up. It's how it is. Where the fuck I'm from? Where the fuck I'm from? Where the fuck I'm from? Yeah. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what he wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah.
I thought that virus expert doctor was coming up next.
Yeah. Get it, yeah. You need to relax, son of a bitch. I don't need no feedback. I'm trying to put my seat back. Don't worry about that other shit. You'll never get it back. Rise like a phoenix from the ash, just like they said I never do. The ones always talking never got a clue. Who the fuck am I? Nah. Who the fuck is you? Riding with my dogs. We just trying to get this money. You can put that on me. We keep the artillery. If they cross me, then it's R.I.P. It's for my real thugs. The ones that squeeze the thorn and bleed just to smell the rosebud. In the search of finer things, maybe God God will notice me if I blink. That's what it sound like when the pistol sing. Mama checking the obituary, so but she don't see me. She cry when they talk about the boy on TV. Wake up some mornings and I don't wanna be me. They say the criminal or gangster is all they ever be. Like there's nothing positive in me. I am positive you're not getting rid of me, at least not that easily. I just wake up and crush the day. In the rush to get paid, tell the devil he can wait. I got people I'ma serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day. In the rush to get paid, tell God to look away. Everybody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day. In the rush to get paid, tell the devil he can wait. I got people I'ma serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day. In the rush to get paid, tell God to look away. This ain't what you wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah, they say home is where the heart is, but back home I was living hard. I want them bullets from that hit his brother's heart. When I back the ratchet ahead, immaculate ways. And we get
If I showed you that on my split screen and you laughed, no sound. That's good. Okay, this is. Hours and days. They were going to stop everything they do. Okay, well, do it then. Every time I do something, you stop it. And here I'm going to wait 4.5 minutes for a play with fucking machine. Is this creative? You guys are so creative. I can hit the play button. What happens? Nothing. Why? For no particular reason. You are fucking retarded. This is how you spend